Hi, I'm Ken Shaw with CTV News. I'm also chairman of the board of the Ability Center, a brand new facility that's being built in Whitby, Ontario. It's a $40 million project, 125,000 square feet. But it is more than just a building. It's a concept, as you will soon see. It was put together with all levels of government, the Government of Canada, the Province of Ontario, the town of Whitby, and the region of Durham, all playing key factors, not just in the fundraising, but also in the planning, as well corporations and individuals who have helped make this dream come true. As you can see beside me, this is what it's all about: inclusiveness. We hope that we're going to be able to change the social fabric of our country and make it inclusive for everyone. Come on inside and we'll take a sneak peek. We're in the hallway just outside the fitness and stretch room. Now, I want you to notice a couple of things about this sign. Obviously, in fairly large print, we also have a pictogram, as we do with all of the rooms and all of the legends throughout the building. And down below here, you have Braille as well. So come on inside, and let me show you what the fitness and stretching room is all about. It has a special floor that is a floating floor, and it gives. So whether you're doing yoga or Pilates or TRX, the floor makes it easier on your joints. And once we come through there, we're going to go into the fitness weight room. Everything in here as well, totally accessible. Now, actually, calling this a weight room may be a bit of a misnomer because you don't see any weights here. Instead, this is all controlled through compressed air. These are all state-of-the-art pieces of equipment that are easily adaptable between able-bodied people and people who have physical challenges. Down here to demonstrate some of this is our pal Tom Holden. Tom is Vice President of Operations here. Tom, tell us a little about the equipment and how people use that.
Hey, I'm sitting at the pec deck right now, and what that does is it works the upper body. But this piece of equipment that I'm sitting at right now is fully accessible and fully adaptable. When I finish the exercise, I'll actually take the chair out and I'll show how a wheelchair can actually be moved into it. So very easy to use. It can be run on smart card technology, but it also can be run just by programming while you're sitting in place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to program the weight, and you can see that it's moving right now. I'll program it. I'm not going to put very much weight on it. And then I'll go through the motions and do the workout. Pretty professional. So I've done the workout, and I can now release all of the compressed air. You may be able to hear that the compressed air is actually releasing from the machine. What's really nice about these machines is that if you've done your entire workout, you don't drop weights or anything. It lets it down slowly for you. So now I'm going to get up, and I'm just going to remove the chair very easily. And a wheelchair can roll into this, and it's 100% accessible. And very, very easy for anybody to use. But of course, we're going to have people at the front desk that are going to be able to help people out if you have to move a chair and you're not able to do it on your own.
Now, it's not just the pack deck here, it's all of the equipment here, isn't it?
All of the equipment.
That's easily adaptable.
All of the equipment is adaptable to people of varying heights and abilities. These particular machines on this side are specifically geared for people in a wheelchair.
Right.
But anybody can use them. Another thing that is kind of really neat about this room, these televisions actually do have closed captioning on them. You can see on this one over here, and you'll probably see some words on the hockey very, very soon. So we thought it would be very important to have accessibility in everything that we're doing.
And thanks again to our friends at MTC and Sony for those.
Absolutely.
Two of our great corporate sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
We're inside the main field house at the Ability Center. This is 85,000 square feet. And what I'm standing on here is 6 lanes wide. This is IAAF track, so it's something that can be used for sanctioned meets. And as I walk along, I'm holding on to one of the rails here. This is primarily for people who either have mobility issues as they walk along, and you know, we're talking about cardio rehab and that sort of thing as well, or people who are visually impaired. And just on the inside here, you see some of the state-of-the-art equipment, the fitness equipment that we saw earlier. There was another room that had state-of-the-art equipment there. This matches it out in the open. And you've got some televisions to watch above you on the wall as you work out. And as we stroll through, you have weight equipment as well over in this corner. And come on out onto the court itself. The first court we're going on to, there are 3 basketball courts here, and the first court we have a special protective covering on here right now. The reason for that is because the basketball courts have highly polished hardwood, and what you're walking on right now, I know you can't really tell by the television camera, but it's actually made of plastic, and this is a protective coating that we put on so that when they play wheelchair rugby, it doesn't damage the hardwood. Come on and take a look down here and you can see exactly what it is I'm talking about. These protective plastic sheets link together, and it all looks like hardwood, but it's obviously much more durable. And if you look up directly above me, you'll see some curtains. These curtains come down electronically, and they separate the 3 basketball courts, and everything is contained in there so that people who are running around on the track don't all of a sudden have a basketball to be dodging around, that sort of thing. Now, it hasn't yet been installed, but in the far corner, where you're looking right now, is going to be a special playground, and thank you to our friends at McDonald's. They have paid for a special playground to be put in by the same people who put in the Legacy playground after the Vancouver Olympics. So it's going to be one that can be used by able-bodied kids as well as those who are challenged. 85,000 square feet of joy. Basketball in the center court. What better place to be? So the main floor is designed mostly for sports and fitness and exercise. And here on the second floor, we're dealing more with life skills. There is a sensory room for children with autism, and the sensory room helps to calm them and bring them down. You can see some of the rooms here that we have, a music room, an art room, a games room. Again, everything clear in the legends as to where you're going and what's available. As you walk throughout the building, you're going to see a lot of the color yellow, particularly on the floors as a guideline. For people who are losing their sight, yellow is actually one of the last colors that they retain, so that helps the people who are visually impaired know where they're going. Right now, we're going into the lounge. This is an area that, again, speaks to life skills and teaches people how to cope, who have undergone some kind of injury, or people who have been born with a difficulty. And I want you to meet Deborah Bright. Deborah is the president and CEO of the Ability Center. Deb, maybe you can talk a little about this room and what's going to go on here.
Absolutely. We're so pleased. This is one of our key areas on the second floor about life skills. It's called our lounge. You can see there's a full kitchen, and we'll have opportunities here with partners such as Durham College and their culinary program to host not just cooking classes, but nutritional classes, which are really key and important for people of all ages and abilities. So these are opportunities for these rooms to be used for a number of reasons. One of them can be a nutritional class to make sure that it's fully integrated and inclusive. The other thing that we'll primarily use this room for is the Adult Social Club. So we have a Thursday night program, which is for persons with intellectual disability, and it's an opportunity for them to really interact. They can come here, there's a full video screen, they can watch movies, but also it's an opportunity for them at a certain point in time to interact with our members. So again, fully integrated and fully inclusive.
This is an instructional area room. It's pretty much like an apartment. It would look very familiar to most of us. One of the things you might not have noticed, counters here are a little lower. That's so that people in wheelchairs can access them. Come on around to this side, and I want you to take a look. It's a fully functioning kitchen where we are. So you have a couple of issues. You have people who have suffered a traumatic brain injury, people who have suffered a stroke, or maybe even new moms who need to learn about where to store things in the kitchen. Watch out for poisons and things that are going to be a danger to little people, to how to cook for everybody. Come on in here, because this washroom is also state-of-the-art. There is a washer and dryer that are going in here, and you'll notice here we have a lift. This is just a medical lift that can be used by anybody with mobility issues. And behind us, again, state-of-the-art situation here with the shower. The temperature is already controlled, and right here is a little electronic eye that as soon as you come in here and you get close enough to that, the water will automatically come on. And of course you have a seat as well. So everything is taken care of here. Throughout the building, you'll see bars like this outside of doors. All you do is press it, and a door magically opens. Now, it's not just for people in wheelchairs. It's also for someone with a seeing eye dog, perhaps, that the dog can actually touch it. All right, you see this room, the multi-purpose room, and there's a theater in here. And there is, in fact, a theater in here, so come on in. And what you'll find is this is a room that actually holds about 100 people. It is all with state-of-the-art lighting and audio-visual equipment. As a matter of fact, you can see the screen up here. It's a perfect place to be able to have a conference, to be able to put on a show. So that's another use for you if you happen to be an individual who wants to put on a seminar. This is the place to do it. Now, I just cheated. I jumped up on the stage. There are stairs here, and around the back there is a ramp. And one of the other things that we need to talk about, Deb, is research and innovation.
Absolutely. It's so important from a programming perspective as well as from an education perspective. So again, we're going to partner with some wonderful folks, whether it be Durham College, U of T Scarborough campus, Bloorview or Grandview, to bring in researchers to ensure that the programs that were happening have evidence base behind them, so we know why they're successful and why they're working. And most importantly, by having researchers as part of our team, we also know what the leading edge information is out there. And so we can also build programs and services that meet the needs as we go forward. So it's really, really key to our success.
Now, one of our partners, and just over your shoulder here I can see is the connection to the music room. Yes. One of our partners happens to be the Royal Conservatory of Music. What kind of programs are we doing with them? Yeah,
they've been a great partner. So we've already started programs even before we have our doors open. We have 2 current programs with them, a choir and a drumming program. And so we're using their expertise, their instructors, and bringing the programs out to the Durham region, to Whitby, and to the Ability Center, and to expand their reach as well as we get their expertise in the wonderful programs that they do. So they're one of our many program partners, and we're very pleased to partner with them.
And, you know, if we can just take a step back too, this goes back about a decade, you know, when the whole thing was in the planning stages. And it really goes back to Jim Flaherty and Christine Elliott, who had personal understanding of what it's like for people with different challenges, whether they're physical or cognitive, and wanted to build a place that is going to be a showpiece for the country and hopefully for the world. We're talking about changing the social fabric, and we're talking about inclusiveness everywhere when we take our tour through here. The programs that we're developing, we want to integrate able-bodied and people who are facing challenges on an everyday basis. And we think this is the best way to do it, to show this place off to the world.
Absolutely. And so it's happening every day, and every little bit that can happen from an inclusive and integrative perspective. So the programs that are happening here, we also want to take outside of the bricks and mortar of the Ability Center. We're already working with a foundation out in Calgary for autism programming. So what you said is absolutely correct. It's the programming that's important, but it's also the interaction. So people really change how they view one another and how, as Canadians, we interact with one another.
Pretty exciting stuff. So if you want to find out more about the Ability Center, go to our website. It's abilitycenter.org. And of course, that's the Canadian spelling of Ability Center. Right. And you'll find out as well how to get your membership. Thanks for joining us.